Okay, nothing is working in my favor. At first, the OBS decided not to record my entire drawing process. Then I tried to record this video and my webcam decided not to work. So we are having a lot of technical issues, but I'm trying to stay collected. I've created, in my opinion, one of my best drawings. I really wanted to share it with you. However, we do not have the footage, so we will be just looking at a JPEG for like 10 minutes because I'm determined to make it work, and I hope this time my camera decides not to shut down. Okay, so here we have the entire drawing. I decided to draw an angel, and that was inspired by the reference photo that I found on Pexels. This girl that we have right here. In Krita, what is very convenient, you can just enter your reference photo via this little pin icon. Yeah, other than that, I was in a museum with my friend, and the exhibition was with Putto. This is like a little angel boy, so no girlies on the exhibition. Unfortunately, I don't know what was the obsession with little boys, but here on this channel we like ladies, so I'm drawing a lady. We are not drawing babies here. So when I saw the reference photo, because of her pose, the material, the dress, for some reason it just inspired me to convert her into an angel. So that's how we started, and that's what the inspiration was for this drawing. Now I wanted to draw something simple. At the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to try more fashion / minimalistic drawing. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I will just go over all of the layers, and I will tell you a little bit what happened during the entire process. So the first thing that I did is just import a texture layer. I like to use a paper texture for the look of my drawings. Usually I get them either from Pexels or Unsplash. Then the next layer, that was actually a material, and I moved this layer later on when I was adding all of the other elements to my drawing. I like to call all of the layers a layer sandwich because you can just have all of the parts stuck on each other like a sandwich. Then the next layer was my initial sketch, and I used this pencil 1 sketch brush for this. A lot of people told me in the comments that they could not find this brush. I've just downloaded Krita on this laptop because my other laptop broke, so I haven't added any new brushes. Those are all of the brushes that were available when I've just downloaded Krita, and this brush was right here. So this is my favorite pencil brush. It is very soft, and you can get a darker and softer lines if you use more or less pressure. Then the next layer was the hair. Sometimes I separate my sketch between some parts. In this case, I decided to go with the hair on a different layer because I wasn't sure which kind of hairstyle I'm going to go for in this particular drawing, so I wanted to be safe and just keep everything on a separate layer. Then the next layer was the face. And again, I wanted to focus more on like a minimalistic look, so this is just a very sketchy type of face, and actually it's not so easy to achieve, especially when I used to focus on a lot of portraits in the past, so having less details is actually more challenging for me. But I really like those fashion style like illustrations where they basically either skip the entire face, they leave it blank, or they do like a very simple, minimalistic, a few lines type of face. And those are very interesting. I love them and I wanted to learn how to draw them, so that's why. The next layer is just blush, and I've added those actually after I finished the layer with skin tone, and then moved it under it. And here is the layer with the skin tone. I used the watercolor brush for this. They're like one basic brush. You can see all of my other watercolor videos to see which like brushes I use. Next up we have the details of the dress and her bralette, a little bit of the highlights on her skin, and also here everything was done using the pencil 1 brush. Then another layer is the most interesting one. What happened here is I just wanted to get more texture to my drawing and have like a graphic like look to it. So what I did is I've duplicated the background layer, the one with the texture, and then I've added it on top of the page, on top of the layers, and then I've just scrolled down all of the blending modes to find the one that would look the best for this drawing. And the one that I found is like this weird name, but it is at the bottom of all of the blending modes that we have available in Krita. And this one, I was really happy with the effect. I did pull down the opacity a little bit, but the whole layer just made the entire drawing look more like saturated, interesting. The texture is better, the details are like more diffused. I love it. And then I didn't really like the fully white background that the effect created, so what I did is just I merged everything, then I've copied that layer, then pasted it on top, then deleted the whole white background, and then put it on top of another texture, background texture. I also made the background a little bit darker by creating a multiply layer, and that was basically it. And the last layer was just a little bit of details on the burn mode, like just the lips and a little bit of contrast, but very little subtle details. And that's basically everything what I did step by step. Not a very complicated drawing, but I really like how it turned out. And that's what I always tell you, that it's good to take a break. Sometimes the inspiration just kicks in after a long period of time, so you never know. And that's why I don't really believe in all of this. Oh, you need to draw every day. Like, sure, if you want to practice your skills, well, maybe, but I don't know. I don't think it's good for the mental. I think I personally like to draw whenever I'm ready to draw, and that's it. Now I just want to show you the close-ups just so you can see the texture, and also because I don't really zoom in on all of my drawings in my videos, so it's a good opportunity to just check all of those details. So here you can see the background, how it looks like, and then you can see how the texture looks, and it is very interesting. The blending mode made this layer look so cool. I really love it. It's really graphic like. So when we compare to what was before changing that blending mode, it's kind of dull, kind of lacking depth, kind of not interesting like at all. But then boom, we have this layer, and then like it adds so much character to this illustration. Like I love it. This blending mode does not work on all of the drawings. It's very like situational. And sometimes I don't even know which blending mode I'm going to use, which one is going to look the best. So it's always a matter of experiment. So that's why I always recommend experimenting, especially with the digital art. You can just click, you can delete, you can do whatever, and you can achieve a lot of interesting effects. Okay, yeah, and I believe that's everything. I hope this take is recorded. It's already getting dark, and this video is probably of a very poor quality, but it is what it is. We are entering the autumn-winter season in Poland, so like around 3 p.m. it's going to be completely dark outside, which we hate. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this talk through. I hope you enjoyed looking at a JPEG for 10 minutes. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? If you've enjoyed this type of video. Actually, I don't know, I feel like I have a lot of process / time-lapse videos on my channel already. Not sure if those are interesting, but hey, I'm just sharing my art here, so whatever I can do, I will just do. And this time I had to like improvise and make a video out of a JPEG. Anyways, guys, take care and bye bye.